You're living in my land. What other mass are you talking about? Pharaoh said when Masha came, can you imagine if Yahuah didn't send Masha to Pharaoh? And if the protection of Yahuah was not upon Masha when he went to Pharaoh and said, let my people go so that we can go into the wilderness and worship? Can you imagine what Massa would have done to him had it not been for the favor and the protection of Yahuah upon him? He would have been put to death immediately. But Massa could not touch him because the favor of Yahuah was on him. And the favor of Yahuah was on him because it was the appointed time of Yahuah to act. Deliverance could not have come another day sooner or another day later, but at the appointed time of Yahuah, deliverance came. And at the appointed time of Yahuah, deliverance will come. Accept it because I say so, because that's the way we are. You're going to take what I give you. You see? And so we show up anyway for an appointment that has been rescheduled. And so this is what Yasharal was doing. When we read in the book of Amos, Yahuah canceled and rescheduled the appointment, but they were showing up anyway. So they brought their music, they brought the noise. And this is what Yahuah had to say to them. And looking here at verse 21. He says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast. Take away from me the noise of your songs, for I will not hear the melody of your viols. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. What Yahuah says is, listen, I have rescheduled the appointment. Now, instead of you wasting your time coming here with all of your noise, calling it music, take that time to examine yourself. Let judgment run down like water. Now, verse 24. But instead, let judgment run down like waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream. Oh, you're welcome, Dakut. I thought my wife was asking. I was asking. Okay. Okay. That is Amos, or Amos chapter 5. I just read verse 21 through 24. So, you see, some appointments have been rescheduled, but there are people still showing up for the appointment. And whenever Yasharal does that, you know what it means? According to the scriptures, according to Yahuah, it means that we have not come to acknowledge our wickedness. Why are we in captivity? Because of our wickedness. It's because of punishment. Listen, if you have a child that is disobedient and won't listen, they break the rules of the house and you send them to their room. And let's say they have stuff in their room. They have games, they have television or whatever. They break the rules of the house, you send them to their room, but they can go to their room and they can play games, they can have company, they can do whatever they want to do as long as they're staying in their room. Is there really any lesson being taught? They're simply on a vacation. Because while they're outside of their room, they should have some chores around the house. But now you keep them from the rest of the house. You say stay in your room. That means, okay, you don't have to come out to do any chores. Stay in your room. But while they're in their room, they're on a vacation. They're doing what they like to do. You see? They're doing what they like to do. They're playing games and they're doing, they're on the phone with their friends or whatever they're doing.
All you did was say, don't, I want to see you to your room where I can't disturb you.
Yes. Yeah, so now they have the benefit of not being disturbed, as my wife says. But they're not learning anything of benefit. So if Yahuah drives us out of the land because of our disobedience, but then put us in a room, because now, so we're in a room right now. But in the room, he puts everything that we would have in the land. Then where is the discipline in that? Where is the instruction in that? Where is the correction in that? There is none. Yep. When Adam and Yahuah messed up, what did he do? In the garden, they had everything at their convenience. They didn't have to work for anything. Everything was provided for them. What did Yahuah do? He put them out and said, you know what? Because of your disobedience now, by the sweat of your brow, you will eat bread. Your man don't work, he don't eat. Drove them out. It's impossible for us to learn anything if we are driven out but think that we can do something to honor Yahuah, that we are honoring Yahuah in our period of chastisement. Chastisement comes to cause us to know and understand what we had. If you see, listen, they have a saying, black people have a saying that says, you can't miss nothing you ain't never had. Right? Everybody familiar with that saying, right? Can't miss anything you ain't never had. However, when you have had something and it has been taken from you, that can be devastating. You see? And that is the point that Yahuah is trying to get across to us. I'm going to take from you what you had, what was given to you freely. You didn't appreciate it, now I'm going to take it. But now it's taken, all of a sudden you want to give him something on your own terms. What good is that to him? Yahuah says, listen, if I was hungry, he says, listen, I don't want your sacrifices. If I was hungry, I would not tell you. He said, the cattle on 1,000 hills are mine. If I needed some food to eat, I'd just strike down a bull, put it on the fire and eat. He said, if I was hungry, would I ask you for food? The reason why I tell you to bring me an offering, the reason why I tell you to bring me a sacrifice is to teach you the value of worship, the value of surrender. That's what worship is all about. Worship is all about surrender. But somehow when we do, Yasharal, I'm speaking about Yasharal in general, when we do something, we think we're doing him a favor. Oh, so by all means, I must do this because I have to do him this favor or else he's going to die. Yahuah says, what you're bringing me is noise. Your sacrifices is a stench to my nostril. I would not even come in your midst because I don't want to smell you. You stink. Absolutely, I could. It's like not hearing a single thing he said. So why do people continue to think that they can do Yahuwah a favor and it's pleasing to him when the appointment have been rescheduled? Because we're still walking in our own prideful way. Because overall, we still think we are good and we are the best thing on the planet Earth. Yahuwah needs us. No. It is only the mercy of Yahuwah that caused him not to wipe us out and start all over again. He don't need us. He could start from scratch if he wanted to. But he made a promise to Abraham that I will not utterly cast off your seed. And Yahuwah keeps his promises. Yahuwah is not like the dysfunctional parent that puts the child on punishment only to see them breaking the rules of the punishment and not say anything. No, when Yahuwah instructs an order, he expects it to be carried out. When he exact consequences, then it's going to be done. It's going to be carried out. So in the meantime, we need not spin our wheels. Okay, so the feasts are delayed, rescheduled. There are appointments that have been rescheduled. And anything we do now, whatever we bring to him, we're just bringing noise. It is not pleasing in his eyes, because what it's saying to him is, listen, these people they still don't get it. They're still as stiff-necked as the day they left the land, as the day they were thrown out of the land. They're still as stiff-necked. Instead of you getting on your face and wailing before Yahuwah, crying for our deliverance, we are saying, oh, let us go have a party. And it says that we still don't get it, is what we're saying to him. Anyway, so we're dealing with atonement today, family. It is an appointed day, but it is an appointed day that we can keep if we are allowed in our captivity. And I want to say that again. It is an appointed day that we can keep if we are allowed in our captivity. There will be times in your captivity where the things that you can do in captivity, where you will not have the freedom to do because Massa in your captivity will not allow you to do it. And we must also understand that. That's the nature of captivity. Why are you a captive? Because you're not free. The very fact that you're a captive means that you lack freedom. And even for, you see, anybody, if you are not the natural seed of Yasharal, but you become Yasharal, guess what? You are now bound to the same captivity. The only way you experience what seem like freedom is if you're going along with the rules of the Master's land. So if you're going along with the rules of the Master's land, you don't have to worry about Yahuwah's set apart times. You don't have to worry about Yahuwah's Shabbat, because the Master don't care nothing about those times. As a matter of fact, the Master on those set apart times is when he is the busiest. You see? So if you are not Yasharal, then you're not concerned with Shabbat. But the moment that you get concerned with Shabbat and the set apart times of Yahuwah, and you go to Massa saying, my master tells me that I need to be off during this period. You know what Massa is going to say to you? Hold up. You're living in my land. What other Massa are you talking about? Pharaoh said when Masha came, can you imagine if Yahuwah didn't send Masha to Pharaoh? And if the protection of Yahuwah was not upon Masha when he went to Pharaoh and said, let my people go so that we can go into the wilderness and worship? Can you imagine what Massa would have done to him had it not been for the favor and the protection of Yahuwah upon him? He would have been put to death immediately. But Massa could not touch him because the favor of Yahuah was on him, and the favor of Yahuah was on him because it was the appointed time of Yahuah to act. Deliverance could not have come another day sooner or another day later, but at the appointed time of Yahuah, deliverance came, and at the appointed time of Yahuah, deliverance will come. And even with the protection of Yahuah, and even with the favor of Yahuah, when Masha stepped up to Pharaoh and said, let my people go so that they can go into the wilderness and worship their Elohim, what did Pharaoh say? I'm not letting nobody go anywhere. Who are you to come in here and tell me what to do? You're in my land. That was Pharaoh's response.
They were even close at one point.
So, we must understand the nature of bondage, the nature of captivity. If you're free to do as you want to do, then you're not a captive. And if you're not a captive in this land, you're not of Yahuah. It's that simple. If you're free in Mitzrayim, you're not of Yahuah. And it's that simple. So we don't always have that benefit. Anyway, we're going to the Day of Atonement today, family. Looking specifically at the Day of Atonement. And so we want to look at we're going to the book of Romans chapter 4. We're dealing with atonement. What is atonement? What is it all about? But we're going to begin in the book of Uyakara, chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23 is where we will begin today. We're continuing in our study on is Shaul guilty as charged? Examining the writings of Shaul. Is Shaul guilty as charged? Just so happened that we're slated to begin chapter 4 also.